Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters Marketing, your source for everything marketing. Today I have on the show Ethan Beute, who is Chief Evangelist over at BombBomb. And this is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I had on a guest in the past, and I like him so much I had to bring him right on back. Ethan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the second follow-up invite here.
Oh, man, so I'm excited to get into today's topic. Using video for marketing and business. I know you guys over at BombBomb are experts in doing this. I don't want to assume all our new listeners caught the first episode we did together. So let's just start with giving an overview of what you're doing over at BombBomb.
Sure. Our MO is that you are better in person, that you win when you're face-to-face, but time and distance keep you apart. And, the best case scenario is that you get together in person. The next best scenario for connecting and communicating effectively is maybe a synchronous call or ideally a video call like a Zoom call or something. But then third is what we help you do, which is record and send simple personal videos, casual, conversational, unscripted, in place of some of your plain typed out text in order to help you communicate more clearly, connect with people more effectively, and ultimately convert at a higher rate from micro yeses like an email reply or a return phone call to macro yeses like commitments and signed contracts. And so this isn't about building an amazing YouTube channel or having a spectacular video on the homepage of your website. What we talk about when we talk about video is simple personal videos that are better than the plain black text on a plain white screen that you're relying on every single day when you click send. You could make it more personal and human.
Man, I love that, and I think that's a great transition. Let's get right into video marketing for business. First, I do want to start with and going a little bit further into BombBomb and how business owners can use that and what you've seen some of your successful clients use it for or how they've used it.
Sure. I mean, when you think about two life cycles, you have a customer life cycle and you have an employee life cycle, or a customer journey or a customer experience or an employee journey or an employee experience. And it starts with, the initial conversation, whether you're generating your opportunities or your leads or your prospects, whatever you call that, whether you're doing that inbound, outbound, or both, you need to make contact and generate replies and start the conversation. And so, anywhere early on in the relationship, when you're inbound, dealing with inbound opportunities or you're outbounding to people, including a video along with maybe some of those voicemails that you're leaving and some of the other touches that you're using to generate that conversation. By incorporating a video, you're putting a face to a name, you're differentiating yourself and your company and your product and your service, and you're dramatically increasing the likelihood of initiating that first conversation. Setting and holding appointments. Sending a video as soon as you set an appointment. Hey, thanks so much for your time on the phone today. Looking forward to our meeting Thursday at 4 o'clock. We're going to be going through some materials that my team is preparing right now. Really looking forward to having it, right? We've seen this increase show rates. And then after the appointment is really, really good because now you know what their motivations are, what their fears are, what their objections are, whether or not you're up against competition, how many other companies or people are they interviewing, what order are you presenting in, what other decision makers are in the process that might not have been in the meeting. And when you know all this stuff, you can send a really powerful follow-up after the meeting that is just such a winning play, especially against competition, because you're letting the people know that you heard them, that you understand them, that you have a path forward. And you're giving them, especially if you're sending, if this is a B2B situation, let's say, if there are 3 other decision makers that are going to be involved, but they weren't in the meeting, this gives your point of contact something that they can easily forward to other people. And so instead of relying on your point of contact to communicate the vision and value of the opportunity, you get to do that yourself. So through, dealing with other decision makers, answering questions, making sure that the terms and conditions of moving forward are clear, getting that signed contract, onboarding customers into your product or your service, making sure that they're getting the impact and the results that they were expecting, and then, of course, that positive growth loop on the far side of the customer journey or customer life cycle of repeat purchasing, renewed contracts, expanded commitments, referrals, online reviews, all that stuff that all of our businesses need and want, where we're doing such a good job serving our customers in a personal way, in a human way, in a way that gets them their results, that they produce more customers for us is the best case scenario. So as you look across that entire experience, you have opportunities to replace some of the faceless digital communication with a simple video message.
No, I love it. And the main thing about this, and one of the things I like about BombBomb most, is that it's fast. So meaning what you said, when sometimes, let's just say a major theme that any marketer out there is going to tell their client, their business owner client, is going to be they need to find out a way to incorporate video. And so looking at creative ways to do it, it can be tricky. Even when people say, oh, your phone's easy, you can just record a video with that and send it, or you can just, it still is typically a process. But what I like about BombBomb, and I like from the first time I used it, is that you just click the button, you do the video, and it's done. And to me, for longer messages especially, it saves me time in actually writing the email. I could talk for 30 seconds, and I could get more out of that 30 seconds of talking or less than I would my normal, like, okay, let me write this out, let me plot it, let me see, do I need bullets, do I not need bullets, do I need to underline something? It's just a whole different experience on actually just getting the information out.
Right. And then, especially with the type of work that you do, Adam, you get to put some of the potentially complex or emotionally charged topics and make them really approachable. You put them in layperson's terms. Now you're the trusted expert or trusted advisor who's speaking extemporaneously about the person's situation, the path forward. There's so many benefits in addition to the fact that you save some time by talking instead of typing. And to your point, that's our whole goal. People say, can I just do this myself? Like, yeah, almost everything that BombBomb allows you could do in some way on your own. It's just going to take a lot longer. And so, we have about 1,000 customers who have each sent 1,000 or more videos. I've sent more than 10,000 videos myself. And what I always say is, you don't send your 1,000th video if A, it's not fast and easy to do, and B, if it doesn't get you a better result than what you would have done otherwise. And so, I appreciate your support and helping advance this movement of people being a little bit more personal and human in their business by doing it yourself. But the fast and easy piece is the key.
That's awesome. So, Ethan, let's just say that somebody is using video. What kind of, and I know this is going to vary from industry to industry, but I know with the amount of clients you have and all the things that you've done, you've been in the video space for a long time. What kind of, when I say results, I mean more like open rates, things like that. Like, what kind of numbers do you have on what you've seen for the software, what it's done for, like, just in general across the board, so that people kind of understand that we're not talking in general terms here, like this stuff works. And I just want people to give a little bit of meat for people so they understand that it's not just two guys that have an opinion that video is cool.
Yeah, totally. I'll just throw out a couple numbers that I have, and some of them are specific A/B tests, and some of them are survey results. So survey results, when I reached out to people who had sent 10 or more videos out of their BombBomb accounts, and I asked them about the difference that video provided compared to traditional email, 81% said they got more replies and responses, and 15% said they doubled or more than doubled their response rate. 87% of people said they got more clicks through their emails, whether that's a click to schedule on a calendar, a click to take a survey, a click to go to a website, whatever the case may be. 87% said they get more clicks. 68% said they increased lead conversion, and 10% said they doubled or more than doubled their lead conversion. This is my personal favorite one. 90% of people said it allows them to stay in touch more effectively, and 1 in 4 said it doubled or more than doubled their ability to stay in touch more effectively. And then the last one is referral rate. And this one was only at 56%, but I think it's because people aren't specifically using video to ask for referrals.
Yeah, for sure.
But if I could prescribe a couple different use cases where you could, if referrals are important to your business, I could give you some mass and one-to-one ideas on how to generate more referrals. And then on some A/B test stuff, we were working with a very large company. They had a team in the EU and a team in New York who were reaching out to freemium customers, like they have a freemium offering, and they were trying to set appointments to talk about the paid version of the offering, and they got a 56% increase in cold email response rate by sending videos. Have another team inside of one of the top 10 brands. They're constantly, or franchises, I guess, when franchise rankings come out, they're always in the top 10. So this team in charge of selling franchises across the U.S. and Canada, when they started using videos, they increased their appointment held rate by 56%. Again, by confirming the time, putting a face to the name, and building and promising value before the meeting happens to increase show rates. And so there's just a handful of the ones that are right at hand off the top of my head. But, there's also this softer side thing that's going on. If you are in a business that is highly transactional, it's very, very high volume, very, very low margin, you obviously may not see the ROI of spending a little bit of additional time to be more personal in your touches because, your sales process is moving toward increasingly automated. If, on the other hand, you're in the middle ground or maybe far on the left side where the margins are very high, it's a long sales cycle, a 6 to 7 figure annual commitment or whatever, but even if you're short of that, somewhere in the middle, right? You're like a middleman or a middle person in the transaction right now, and you're wondering, is my sales role, is my account management role going to be automated? Is it going to be, knocked out by a tool or an app or an online process? And we're seeing this in a variety of industries. And what I would say is humans cost money. We add cost to the process. And so we need to more than cost justify ourselves. If the human truly belongs in the sales and service process, then you need to raise up your value in that process. You need to promise value, you need to deliver value, and then you need to remind people that you delivered value. And not by beating them over the head with it, but by demonstrating it. And so this idea of showing up in a more personal way in someone's LinkedIn message or in their email inbox or even in a text message to answer their questions, to move them along, to provide them reminders, to send them thanks or congratulations, all of these things keep you top of mind and keep you in this value loop where they see you as part of the solution as opposed to you fading into the background and they wonder what this fee is or they wonder, is this person actually doing anything for me? And so, there are a lot of soft side benefits here in addition to the fact that it's more fun. I'd be curious to know if that's your experience, Adam, but I know I have more fun communicating with people when I can be a little bit myself a little bit more often as well.
I love it. And yet, absolutely. I think that the video side of things is a game changer, and that's why, and to the people listening, Ethan said, we can talk about anything you like, and, a marketing show, obviously. And I'm like, no, we're keeping it on video. So I forced Ethan, just to be clear, into the product description and into the deep conversation of BombBomb. He said, you talk about anything, podcasting, books, whatever. And I was like, no, our business owners out there need this. So that's just to all the listeners, just so you know. That was not the plan today, and I went further that direction because I think it truly is one of the most valuable things you can be thinking about right now, especially if you've not done any video and people, and you need to, and you're like, I don't want to deal with the production crew and all these other things. I mean, any video is better than no video. That's the way I look at it, and BombBomb is definitely something that's really easy to incorporate into your life, and you won't even notice anything change. If anything, you're going to save time on those emails that would have been longer, even just the internal ones that are not where you don't necessarily, they're not going externally, they're not for business, they're not for anything else, but you want to communicate with something, either a employee, a vendor, anything else like that. I mean, I found that super helpful. BAs, anything like that, a new process, stuff like that's really good stuff. So Ethan, that being said, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on BombBomb, what's the best way for them to reach out?
A couple ways I'll offer. First, of course, you can go to BombBomb.com. It's just the word bomb twice, BOMB.com. You're going to see a presentation that says, easily record and send videos and track the results from Gmail, Outlook, Salesforce, Outreach, Zendesk, and a variety of other circumstances and platforms, including our own web app and mobile apps. And you can try it free for 2 weeks, no credit card required, unlimited sending. And if you have specific questions, I welcome connections on LinkedIn. My last name is spelled Beute, so it's just Ethan Beute. Add a note to that. It just makes it a little bit warmer. Or you can even reach out to me directly. I welcome direct communication at Ethan, ETHAN, at BombBomb.com.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Ethan, really appreciate you coming back for this reunion episode. It's been awesome and great catching up. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast. If you are listening to this on the YouTube channel, then definitely give us a subscribe there. But also, don't forget to leave us some comments on the video. Love to keep the discussion going. Let us know how you're using video and other ways that you found it to be helpful. Love to hear from you there. And Ethan, thanks again for coming on the show.
Sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate your relationship orientation and staying in touch with folks like me. You're doing a great job. I appreciate what you do for the community.